from Glory Days Magazine. How are you?
Hey, good morning. I'm doing well.
Thanks for taking a few minutes.
Practicing.
Oh, you're at practice? Oh, thanks for taking a few minutes.
Well, we practice every morning 8 to 10, but I put them in a couple of drills, so we're good.
So, Coach, tell us about this season. Obviously, one of the best in school history. You're at 17-1-1 right now, and looks like you may be able to win that Cape Atlantic League American Conference, which has typically been dominated by Ocean City. How have you guys done it this year?
We hard work, determination, and we set high goals for ourselves. There's a group of seniors. There's 8 of them. They've been working. They made varsity as freshmen, and so they've had a good. This is their 4th year of varsity experience, and it really makes a difference. It actually turned the program around. The fact that you could have 8 good players coming in as freshmen and be able to work with them at that level. And the reason that we could was because there was room on the varsity, because we had, through graduation, we had plenty of room for them to make varsity as a freshman. And they've been working hard, and they had the goals, and it was always, beat Ocean City. That was our goal. We had a freshman novice tournament, which I've run here for like 30 years. And for the first time in many years, we actually won that when they were freshmen. And to win that, they had to beat Ocean City, and they did. So their goal is, Coach, we can do this. We beat them as freshmen. We're going to work hard, and when, by the time we're juniors or seniors, we're going to get them.
So when looking at this team, when all those girls were freshmen, were you thinking at the time, like, hey, this might be the team that can really bring us that conference title and be where we want to be? Yes,
it was, because most of the time every year I might get like 1 or 2 really good players coming in from as a freshman, and to have 8 with a lot of potential and athletic ability, it made me quite excited.
What's that like taking down Ocean City? They've been kind of the standard bearer in the Cape Atlantic League for so many years, and you haven't beaten them for 17 years. You finally got that streak out of the way, and I don't think they've lost a conference title in about 20 years. So really, they're kind of the bully in the room.
We had to share that title 17 years ago because our records were identical. We were undefeated with all the other schools, and when we played each other, we split. We beat them one time, they beat us, so we had to share that title. So this is nice to have a chance on Monday to actually not share with anyone and, to win outright.
We're talking with Claudia McCarthy, legendary coach for Millville Field Hockey. Coach, what's it like now? You've been doing this for about 4 decades now, so what's the biggest difference between now and when you first started?
Not really. I just enjoy it. I get excited with my new group as they come in, each August when we start practice. I'm never tired of it. I'm never tired about coming out to practice and going to games. It is a little stressful in some of the games, and I tell them that, let's score early so that I don't have as much stress on me. We played Lower Cape May yesterday, and Lower Cape May came out charging. They were determined to upset us, and they played very well in the first 15 minutes. And they got the first goal, and I'm going, oh my goodness, what's going on here? All these teams are getting up for us now because now we're the team to beat. And we finally handled them, and we pulled the game out 4-1. Now we have these 2 games with Vineland, Monday for conference, and Tuesday we see them in the first round of states. So back-to-back Vineland.
Coach, where do you feel like your team is at now, confidence-wise and focus-wise? Like you said, you're getting into that time of the year where it's win or go home when you start talking about playoffs. So where's this team at in terms of their mental preparation? We
have some goals left. First of all, the one goal that I made is to do well in states as well as we can. We are going to come up with that national ranked team Eastern in 3 games. But I told them, let's beat Vineland twice, and let's upset Southern because they have a very good record. They only have 1 loss. And that will give us 20 wins, and that will be a Millville High School field hockey record, because the record right now is 19 wins, and that was in 1980. So I gave them that goal too. I said, do well in states, and let's break this Millville High School, and get those 20 wins.
Coach, where does this team stack up in terms of other teams you've had? What do you think you'll remember most about this year?
This team is highly skilled. We're in a day and age of you have to be very, very skilled if you want to, stand out and win. And they are. They've worked hard. We work in the off season. We participate in 3 leagues in the off season, and they all come. As far as we play at Total Turf, and we play at Gatanos, and we also play at Rowan College's turf field all summer. So, and then we are in tournaments, like we travel to Pennsylvania. This is summer now, Pennsylvania.
Right.
And we've been in, it's called Shawnee High School, which is very good in field hockey. They run a strong tournament. And so just like I said, a hard work, determination. They are dedicated. I mean, we have every single girl out here this morning excited and ready to go.
We're talking with Claudia McCarthy, head coach of the Millville field hockey team. They're at 17-1-1 right now this season. And, Coach, take me back to, early 90s, 80s. What was field hockey like back then?
Like I just said, the skill of a field hockey player gets better and better within each year that I coach. Things that we are doing now, we did not do 10 years ago. And, of course, 20 years ago, the sticks have changed. The style has changed. I've seen a lot through the years. So we did have a good spell in the 80s. A lot of conference championships in the 80s, and right now we, since I've been coaching, we have 9 conference championships, and hopefully Monday we'll make 10 since I've been coaching.
Now, Coach, through the years, what's the biggest change you've seen in just coaching high school athletes, or has it changed? Is it always kind of the same, or is there a big difference between now and 20, 30 years ago?
Through the years, I've seen is coaching girls. Sometimes you can get like drama. You can get one time I remember there was a battle. There was a drama going on, the offense versus defense battle. And then sometimes you get like these little drama battles with, a couple cliques and things like that. Well, this team does not have that. They are friends. They support each other. They cheer. They're unselfish. As far as on the front line with the scoring, it's unbelievable to watch and see how unselfish those players are. A lot of assists, and, they want to win.
Coach, real quick before we let you go, how do you deal with parents these days? Obviously, the parents are so invested in the high school athletics. They're spending a lot of money on these off-season leagues and training and all that stuff. What would be your advice to maybe a younger coach in terms of how to deal with the parents that you have to deal with on a daily basis, and how to make them understand why you're making moves you are, that kind of thing? Because that can really be a difficult thing for a coach if you have parents that don't really understand what you're trying to do. Obviously, you have the best interest of the student athlete in mind.
Yeah, nowadays I hear horror stories with parents that are so involved and with everything their child does. And, coaches have said, hey, the hardest thing about coaching, I love the girls, I love coaching, but it's dealing with the parents. But I really haven't had that. I would have to say in the 47 or 46 years that I've been coaching, I maybe had 2 parent meetings, and one of them wasn't even in field hockey. It was in lacrosse. But I really feel that it's communication. And with my girls at all times, if there's, a girl that I can't get in the game, I pull them aside and talk to them and say, hey, listen, I can't get you into that. Like communication.
Right.
It's communication with my seniors that are not starters. I let them know at the very beginning of the season that, I can only get them in games where we are winning by a lot or losing by a lot. And I said, now, if you cannot understand that, then, you cannot will be able to support us from the bench, then maybe you should go look for another sport or
right.
a job or something like that. But most of the time, they'll make that decision before the season, and the seniors that do come out and don't play a whole lot are very supportive. and I really think the big key issue is communication on a daily basis with where you think one of your players may be upset with something, is to communicate. And also, I really think just the fact that I've been here so long that a lot of parents don't question me, and the fact that I am a positive coach. I'm only a plus when it comes to my girls. I'm not a negative coach, as like saying the opposite of that. It's always positive. I don't ream them out. I don't embarrass them. Now, I might have conversations one-on-one on the side of the field, but I will discipline when I have to discipline.
Right.
But is all positive, and the fact that they know that they can do something in a game and try something in a game, and I'm not going to be mad about what they tried or were unsuccessful at. I give them opportunities. They are not afraid to move out on the field just because they know that coach will support them in whatever they are trying out there. I tell them to be creative. You can't be in a game the way it is today. You have to have a lot of different options. You can't have 2 or 3 moves and do them the whole game, because the other team you're playing will learn that, in the first 10 minutes, and then you're going to lose the ball. So it's just like communication and being positive has really helped to be successful throughout the years.
Well, Coach, you certainly have the resume to put up against a parent who might believe their kid's not getting a fair shake. So I'm sure that goes a long way. Coach, we really appreciate you taking a few minutes. I know you want to get back to practice. So thanks a lot, and good luck next week.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
All right. Have a great weekend. You
too. Bye-bye.
That was Claudia McCarthy, outstanding, legendary coach. I think it's fair to say legendary after 46 years and 500-plus wins.